All right, and then we get to Eric's bass. So in this song, we did a pre and post. So for Eric's bass, we do pre-effects on his pedal board, so right off the bass, and then we do post pedal board. So let's hear this just totally dry. So let's hear this. So it's just him off the bass. All right, and then let's see what we did here. So SVT, middle EQ, and a fair amount of compression on him. Wow, yeah, definitely. I might not do that much today, but that's what I did, and it sounds great. Again, it's so funny going back and listening. And some de-esser for the pick noise, just to get rid of some of that pick noise later. And then so the post is going to be his distortion pedals and reverb pedals. So you hear all that. We don't always have distortion. You probably hear. Yeah. So I mean, to me, you have to have that pre, just because it cuts all the lows if you just use the distortion. So, and the bass is going to this sub here. What are we doing here? A little more EQ, a little more compression, even more EQ. Wow. Okay, interesting. Also on Eric's bass, we have classic Sans amp distortion. I really like that on bass, just to give it some of that edge, even though he already uses distortion. I like that though. And then again, our bass. We were really digging our bass back then. Just giving some fundamental there. Cool. So that brings us over to Nick's guitars. Oh, it looks like we automated that at some point. All right. So Nick's guitars. Again, we track most of our guitars, delays just right into the amp, and we'll do a DI as well. But generally, we'll keep the amp sound. There's some punches here. Tiny bit of EQ, tiny bit of compression. So only compression when it's needed. I'm not going to just compress it unless it needs it. And there's some automation on these guitars just to dial them in at the right time. Bunch of layers here. And generally, we like to double a lot. I mean, very clearly. And double and just hard pan it. Nothing crazy. But not everything. Like this doesn't look doubled here. What is this? Oh yeah, some tapping. So that's cool, beautiful. And then what is this? That's just the intro guitar. Actually, I believe we tracked that in Maine. Yeah, we tracked that up in Maine. I think this is the last thing we tracked on the whole record, as I recall. Could be wrong. I think that's true. And then Nick did some acoustic guitars. We did these at Andy's house up in Maine. Where is that? Oh, right here. Nice. So a little bit. Oh, look at that. Oh, yes. Okay, Japan. Good. Yeah, I'm just making a lot of space for it. Kind of thinning it out. Doesn't need to be too huge. And what is this? I think that was a different acoustic guitar, as I recall. Yeah, and then just right out to the semi mixer, and then brings us to my guitars. That sounds like Sam. What is this? Oh, we have some fuzz. What is this? Okay, copy and pasting. Nice, Sam. Good. Couldn't play it. Didn't want to play it. Let's see here. What is this? Nice. We got this. And again, we just track through a lot of pedals, get the sound right, and then we, that's it. So this one we muted. Why did we mute that? All right. It's just some noise. Just kept that. Kept that in one ear, and that's my guitars. And then I think both Nick and I are going through a pretty similar chain here. Let's hear it. Little NLS, little tape, little EQ, little API. Nothing too much. Doing very little on that. If you look at Nick, I think Nick's is the same. Just slightly different. 1176. Yeah, very similar. The Nick, I think, yeah, we added a little more reverb to Nick as well. Automated some reverb. Turned off the reverb there. Looks like there's some more reverb, eventide, and then looks like we had some delay, even more delay, and then yeah, just some guitar EQ and compression, pretty minimal. And then what do we got here? This is some fun stuff. So we went up to Maine and did like just a synth weekend. And so this is the microchord. I believe Nick played this in. Just some microchord. Play that in. What does this sound like here? Cool. What is this? Nice basic arpeggiator. This was a Critter and Guitar pocket piano. Through my pedals, though. Yeah, pretty wild sound. This was fun. This is a Naz, I think it's called, spring reverb, where the springs are on the outside. So that's a spring reverb that we just, with an LFO built into it, so it's just this wild synth reverb thing. It's just there kind of as a bed. Wild. And then the whole song kind of ends with it, actually. There it is. Yep. There you go. And then I guess there's one more here. Interesting. It's so funny what you keep in a song. Nice. And then there's actually a vocoder. I'm singing Race Towards the Light. And just compressing that. Love the decapitator, just killing it. Stopping it from clipping there. Yeah. And you wouldn't even notice it's there. Kind of here. And then I believe, I think this was Justin Kress that added this on the Matrix Brute. But I know Tiernan Cranny was there that day too, so it could have been him. It could have been me too. I know I played some of it as well. I think we all kind of just hopped on it. And then we got this one. Yeah. It goes right into that kind of bridge section. Yeah, I can really hear it at the end. Hilarious. Slight things, you know, but I think these slight things really add up. Right. Wild. Wild. And then we had one here. Uh-huh. Just adds to that bed. It's nice. And then we get into some string action here. This is East-West strings. There's some real ones here, East-West stuff. Yeah, East-West. And they're there as a bed, you know, as a texture. Yeah, you know, back a couple of years ago, we weren't gonna be able to afford to pay real string players. It just wasn't gonna happen. So there you go. And it's a texture. It's not the main focus. When it's the main focus, you might not be able to get away with it. And then these were Nick's original Reason tracks, which were pretty cool. So we got toy piano, some pads, Nick's awesome electronic drum programming that he did. So this is how the song started. This is how the song was formed, and then we played to it and made everything else. And there's some really, a lot of this is just straight from Reason, and just a couple basic things. A little bus stuff, a little synth bus, and then and the two bus. Linear phase, just getting rid of some of those sub-lows. Getting rid of some sub-lows here. I don't use this anymore, but it's nice. NLS. Not NLS, sorry. Same idea. Slate version of the console. Slate tape machine. Pultec doing nothing. It's adding some gain. Adding some gain and adding some width for sure. I really like just sound of the Pultec. Just making it a little more open. And the Shadow Hills. Doing very, very little. Let's see. Let's see at the end here. Yeah, just kissing it. Wow. Added some gain for sure. And there you go. It's fun. Yeah, it's really interesting to go back and look and see what you did.